Okay, that should give me one part of the sound, but the microphone is going to be too loud. That should be better. Very bizarre. My OBS is playing tricks this morning. Does not want to behave, but that should be us going now. I'm hoping I have some game audio. We'll just see in a sec. So we're here on Newlands. We had a look at this map if you were there on the stream last week. And I liked the look of it and the feel. So we have a scenario, and I kind of think it's an interesting bridge. It's kind of like a good location for a start from scratch. So similar to an untapped survival style map, but it has a bit more character and, I guess, ambience. So consequently, it's a good mix between it's developed to an extent, so you've got a town over in this direction. You can see where I've started to carve out some fields. We've got a garden centre next to the mill here, so we've got a few properties that we can have a look at, and there's a railway loop that runs. You can see part of it in front of me there. So our house is up here on the hill. There is a little bit of forestry treeing work to go on with, but by and large it's undeveloped. If we have a look at the map, so the centre area here, we're up on the hill over here looking out over this area. So this area is all pretty flat, but there's no defined fields. In fact, the only real defined fields on the map follow the freeway round. And the only contracts on the map are for grass work. There is one field that, or a couple of fields at the farms down the bottom. So in that respect, it's an open slate. And however, unlike some of those maps, the township's quite developed. It's got some neat features. There's a recycling centre up here, the farm centre, which we'll look at a bit later, and therefore lots of productions and capacity to have it unfold any way you like. So that's the map. Before we get started, there's a couple of things that I want to grab. So we'll do that. We've not got a lot of money. But we have cut some trees to make those fields, and we need to get the logs out of the way. So we'll do that with, I think there's that chipper there. There's another one, if I recall. No, maybe that's the one. Is that the one I was looking at? I don't think it was. Let's, I thought I had another one here. Let's jump out for a second. Maybe I haven't activated it. The reason we want a chipper is because yes, I do want to quit. Downloadable content. Oh, let's just find out if I grabbed it. Did I put it in and just not activate it? Dump track. can see all the vehicles for last week's. Oh, we did want those tankers. Slurry pit, we might want at some stage. There's a compost factory that we own that needs. I mustn't have grabbed it. Okay, so let's go out and do that. Forestry equipment. Now, where are we here? Oh no, that's the one we were looking at, isn't it? Gen 725. That's not the one that I saw on the other screen, but I have installed it, so why is it? Did I just miss it in the list? That could be the case, of course. Yeah, we don't need anything that sort of size. So the Gen 725 is the one we want. If we come back to this list here, select you. Select you. Where is the Gen 725? L, we're still in L's. K. We're in K. Oh, there it is. I hadn't selected it. So that was what I did wrong. Mystery solved. But as I was saying when I kept interrupting myself, which I guess you get to do on your own live stream, we have the ability to make a compost product, which the map maker calls Terro, and it strikes me as kind of like a commercial potting mix. If we have a look at our holdings here, where are we? There we go. So we have this mulcher that makes Terro out of all different sorts of materials, one of which is wood chips. And so rather than taking the wood and selling it, we need to get this Terro going because all of our greenhouses use this Terro as the primary ingredient for product. You'll see that we've also can do red cabbage and flowers, which I thought was pretty neat. So first order of business to get up and running is get some Terro production started, and then we can get a bit of cash coming in from our productions, and thereafter concentrate on getting our crop in the ground. So that's the plan. So let's go and sort ourselves out this guy right here. I think we want to lease one of those. Ultimately, it strikes me as this is the sort of machine we should have in our little business, but we just can't afford it at the minute. So that will have to do. We can head over there with our tractor, because I think if I look at the yard, which is over here, we've got a couple of things sitting in the, yeah, we do. We need the Tajan, so we'll come over here with the tractor and grab this. And so we can drop you off there for the present. Oops. And let's go across and, oops, I thought I had dropped you off. Let's go and pick that up. You can see there's a few logs down. So the basic scenario is that a relative, an uncle, has been sort of trying to set up his dream business out here, and he's fallen ill to an extent that he can't continue on it because the business is not quite off the ground. He's bought the land and he's been trying to build the garden centre up, but he hasn't kind of got it to the point where it's making money. So the family is in a bit of a bad way. So we've jumped off Homakra and come across here to give him a hand. So, you know, there's a little bit of cash in the bank, but it's not going to go all that far. There's a $200,000 loan, and we own the garden centre and some land, as I said. I probably should have done that the other way around, shouldn't I? So that's our scenario. I've got a wait on the front, which is going to be awkward. Bugger. Nothing for it. Let's take the chipper back. We'll get the Tajin in a minute. Nice place to stop. Making sure we don't hit the pedestrian or the guy avoiding the pedestrian. So you can see it's quite a cute little town, and as I said, rather than a map like Homolka, which doesn't have any life, this has got enough to sort of keep it interesting but still afford the blank slate to get going with. So that's what I liked. And I thought, you know, we'll take it in any direction we want. We want to do quite a lot of farming, and we have a production to provide some cash flow to cover the establishment costs without making it super easy. So, goodness me, go slow. There is a freeway through the map, as you can see, and there's the little grass fields that are available as verges under contracts if we ever feel the need to do them. At the moment, that's not the plan. We could do them to get some grass to add to our little production, but I'm keen to get our setup here running. Our field's out. I think we want to get some barley in the ground. Would be a good idea. So now I'm wondering where to set this up. I think over the other side here would be good. Then we can drag the trees towards it. So I think the trick here is to unfold. Let's see what it does. So that's the output. It looks, or is that? No, that would be the input. Who knows? We'll come back and do that in a minute. Let's go and get that Tajin so we can bring the trees over. The other thing we need, it strikes me this business would have, is an old dump truck of some sort. So I certainly remember the garden businesses around here have, you know, a couple of little dumpers, small to medium, that were good for delivering, you know, wood chips or mulch or sand or soil. in smaller quantities to the various businesses that are around the place, and they're always, you know, vehicles that have had 30 years of life on them and kind of look the part but do the job perfectly. So I think we need something like that. So we'll might organise that while we're at the shop here too, and we will need a tanker for some water in the yard. So we can probably get both of those things while we're up here, along with a seeder to be able to plant out these fields when it's all said and done. So we mightn't worry about the seeder for the minute. We can come back and get that later. For now, we just need to be able to move these logs around. That didn't work. Let's have a look here. When we have a look at trucks. Yeah, so something. Maybe the Iveco is a bit large. Does there come something like this with a tipper back? What sorts of setups can you put on the back of this? I reckon a guy like that would be perfect. What sort of backs do we, or even, oh, these are even better. Something. That's an IT back we could do. Something like this guy. What sort of backs do we have for it? The Scania. Don't want anything. We're in Europe somewhere, so something that looks like it could be sort of war surplus or mid last century in some form. I'm liking this guy, I think. But the question is, what will go on the back of the 1313? Let's have a look. This guy, 6x2, or just the dumper back? I think the dumper back might be the trick. Okay. Perfect. Some wooden extensions on the side, that'll be great. And colour will go for some sort of, oh, that's a bit bright and cheerful. What about red? On the back we could kind of go more that sort of colour, couldn't we? We're gonna only use $6,000. I think we'll buy the back. You know what? I reckon we'd own this. So we're not, the truck wasn't ridiculously expensive. So that's all fine. Put a fan in. No. Standard cabin. Ladder, exhaust, decorative strips. No. Antennas. No. Spare wheel is standard. Capacity. No. Internal detail. No GPS. Chassis. Let's go for Onyx Black. Cabin. I reckon that will do the job just nicely. So we'll buy one of those. Yes. Let's just check over here. Don't switch. Make sure that that's all right. And we need a tanker. What sort of tanker would we have? Nothing fancy, that's for sure. Water tanker, water tanker, water tanker. It's probably down in here. They're all more expensive than I wanted to. Maybe we'll just have to do with the Joskin, I think. So we'll buy one of those. So let's get our truck sorted out here. Sensitive on the collisions on those legs, maybe. Why do you not want to go? You say you're a combination, but you're not. That's not good. Let's see if we can sort this out. Why can't I put that truck on that back? Lizard 13 bodies. So what have I done wrong on the truck configuration? Nothing wrong. It's just that that back won't go on there. Well, let's try an alternate. 13, 13, 13, 13. So that's the 6x2. That's the crane that I don't want. I'm very confused. So it's just grains. Well, let's try this one. And we'll put the money in if it works. I have to lease that for the minute until we can sort it out. You reckon I can get a back for this truck? That's annoying. Nope. Cabin light, mirror adjust. Can't get any of them to sit. That's a bugger. Are they showing any errors, I wonder? Nope. Just not working. Okay. So what other choices do we have here? These are all much more expensive. They don't have backs for them that I can see. This one does. Let's lease you in that colour. And similar. There we go. Let's lease And we'll have to deal with our other stuff. Get rid of that. Along with hopefully this will be more successful. That's better. So we want you to follow. Hopefully that's successful. So that should see us set up. So now let's see if we can get this wood chipper organised. Oh, for goodness sake. A high hitch on there. Back up here. Just figure out how we need to set things up. We can take the water tanker up when we have to do a load later, so we'll... How does this work? So if we enter you, fold, no, we want to fold you out, pipe out. Rightio, that looks pretty good. If we turn you on, should be around about the right spot. Let's bring you across. Drag a log over and see if we can get it sorted. Probably have to bring our crane into proximity to see if that will work. If I turn you on. And attach you onto there. I should be able. Pretty easily to bring you across. I think I can drag another one while we're at it. Maybe not. Pull that log in. Let's see what we've got here. How do I drop? Detach, lift shift B. Now if I bring our little crane across, I wonder if I can position this in such a way as to be able to load logs on. Let's just see here. So the crane pivots there. If we put the pivot of the crane about here, and let's see, unfold for this. There we go, legs down. Oops. I'll get you out of the way. We do have to be. We do require motorization for the hydraulics. So what we want to be doing then is turning you around. Maybe. Let's just see. Yeah, you're not going to work very well from there, are you? further, like so. This is the world's most annoying crane. Pick you up. Okay, let's try this another way. Okay, you're going into the chipper. I'm not having a lot of joy here today, am I? That should be fine. Why are they not chipping? Maybe I've bought a tipper back that doesn't handle wood chips. Let's have a look here. I thought I read that correctly, but you never know. Tipper body is fine with wood chips. Let's return you. Why are you not going in there? There you go, the other way. Maybe that's the idea. Doesn't make any sense to me that that would be the case, but what am I doing wrong? Not much joy today. I do not know what I'm doing wrong with this chipper. I wasn't expecting it to be this difficult. This device is not helpful. Let's go to there and hold you up. There. Push you under there. Let's take the water over. Put water in a few things while we think about what that problem is. I do not understand why the chipper is not working. It's got to be something simple that I'm not doing. That's some rubbish that we'll pick up and take to the recycling centre at some point. But in the meantime, now let's... do we even have a water point here? I haven't noticed one. Let's have a look. If we turn on... zone markers for a moment. It's water out by the looks. How'd you get on there? No, that is not a water point. So where is there water on this map? Let's have a look. I do not see any. If it's here, it's not obvious. So we'll have to put a water point in. That's no drama. What would make sense, actually, would be Omatana's, one of Omatana's, but in the absence of that for the minute, it's just over here somewhere. What we got here? Pop you there. And we're also going to need to get some seed for a couple of these greenhouses, so we can, and I'm guessing some sort of, we could put that in the back of the van here in a minute. We'll go over and get that shortly. Okay, this is going to be a slow, tedious process at this fill rate. There's just the cross we bear. If there is anyone in chat, please say hi. I'm not ignoring you deliberately, it's because I can't see you. Let's go over here, live. No, that's not the one I want. Just shrink you down there, am we? So we're just about full of water. This is the slowest water tank you've ever seen. We might have to do a little bit of a job on that. Oh, for crying out loud, we're having one of those days, aren't we? Put a little bit of water in there. A little bit of water in there. I don't think I have a Matana's pack. I think I need to find a water distribution method. That's a soluble problem. We'll leave that going for now. I do not understand why this chipper is not working. Unless it's tree type. What if I bring a different type? What type of trees are these? Spruce. Maybe it won't chip spruce. I got over here. Maple. Let's try maple. Nope. Let's try. We do have one other trailer. Maybe it doesn't recognise that we already had trouble with this mod once. Maybe it doesn't recognise the fill point. It's always a possibility, isn't it? Oh, and of course I've got a truck that doesn't attach the trailer. Good on ya. Really batting 1,000 today. The water's full. Let's go and put some over here. This is not a happening thing. Let's go and get some seed. Put wood chips in this trailer. If not, we need to completely rethink our setup. Nope. What's that? That's the fill box. I'm within it. Unless I'm too high. And if I am... I don't understand. Well, on the basis of that, I am thinking that now's a good time to retire and reconsider my equipment options, and we'll come back next week and pick it up with some choices that that might actually work, because that was spectacularly unsuccessful. Perhaps just before we do that, we will run across and get some seed. We'll leave that. Ah, g'day Cranky, how's things? I was just about to contemplating to packing it in and calling it quits. I've not had a particularly productive morning. My equipment choices are letting me down. I suppose you're familiar with the Yen's wood chipper. I can't for the life of me get it to produce any wood chips. I would imagine I'm doing something simple wrong. I'll be back there in just a sec. Yes, I managed to go through 2 trucks. I was looking for something suitable for this map that sort of fitted in with the character of the garden centre that we're operating and the map itself. And so the first couple of mods I picked, the trucks and the truck bodies didn't work, and just generally having a great old time of it. So yeah, there's one of them there, in fact, that I haven't finished cleaning up. Well, let's go in here and get some big bags of seed. You'll do 1,500 litres. Let's get 4 of you. Because we're feeling capable. How much could it really weigh? Okay, lap those down. So I don't know if you've seen this Newlands map. It's quite interesting. I'm quite taken with it. It's got a bit of character. There's a little village over here. Whoop. Almost made it. The farmer's market's quite cute. It's got lots of little stalls for the different produce types, just sitting there on the right. And then when you get out of town across the freeway up here, the centre of the map has plenty of space for fields, and it's very lightly forested, as you can see. So it's really up to you how to develop it. But it's just got a little bit more of a lived-in feel than some of the survival type maps. So And, you know, having the town with all the characteristics is kind of neat. So this is the wood chipper. Yeah, the collectibles with the rubbish is a pretty neat idea. So there's the wood chipper. I have tried it with a couple of different bits. It's on. This is the second trailer I've tried. And I can't for the life of me figure out why I can't get it to chip those logs. I've tried 2 different types of timber. I tried the alignment of this in different places. I'm just at a bit of a loss, to be honest. I've folded it up, I've unfolded it, it's running. The power tube, I have it, I did check that. Certainly the trailer bed, the tipper bed that I had before where's my equipment? There you go. Oh no, that would explain it. The trailer doesn't. Oh no, they're wood chips, aren't they? That's the wood chip symbol. Right there. G'day, Cape Cod driver. That's wood chips, is it not? Oh, g'day, Farm Sim Guy. Welcome along. Great to see you. Well, we've got all the brains in here now, so maybe someone can tell me what I am doing wrong with this wood chipper, because it is not working. G'day, Mark. Welcome. I've tried 2 different types of logs. I'm going to just jump across. This was the other tipper body that I tried to get it to run into, which was my first choice. We're on Newlands. We're helping out in a family emergency with the garden centre there. And we're just trying to get some wood chips for our mulch. And it is not working at all, which tends to suggest I'm doing something wrong. Oops. So let's move you out a bit. Over there. G'day, Scott. Hope you had a good stream, sir. Oops. Right. So if I put that down there, he doesn't want to go. That's on there. I've got logs, so I can turn it on and off. As Cranky was asking, yeah, that's what Cranky just asked. And unless I'm reading the, so there's the trailers. That's the Brantner that I've got. That's the wood chip symbol, is it not? The plan's not to log for long, Scott. I just want to clear some wood chips. Oh, clear some logs so that we can get some wood chips. Now, there's every chance that I'm looking at the wrong symbol, but that trailer looked good, as did this one. And so that's why I figured it was fine. But not having any joy. Yep, I can move the logs. I can push them right through, in fact. So, oh, see, it moved on its own, but it didn't chip. That's bizarre. Pull you out of there. So it's kind of getting there, but not quite. I'm very confused. See, to me, that looks aligned, unless I'm reading it that incorrectly as well. That's why I have two trailers here, is I was doing that before you all came in. So I started out trying to do it the right way and then kind of gave up. So I might be back to using Cranky's favourite front end loaded wood chipper on the tractor just to get past that. So the only thing I thought of is I've tried two bits of, two different types of timber, but not the timber that I normally would. So it's not the pine or whatever it is, it's spruce and something else are the trees on this map. And so unless it's just really choosy about what types of trees it takes, but that's why I tried two different sorts and it didn't work. Anyway, we will have to make do with what we've got for the minute. So what we do need to do is let me jump back to overview so you can kind of see where we are. So this is the Newlands map, which I saw come out the other day and I was quite taken with. And so what we've got is a garden centre over here, which we own, along with a few plots. And our scenario is that our uncle was trying to set this business up and he's fallen ill and can't continue, but he's kind of stuck in the middle just before he starts to make money. So we've got a modest loan. We own all of the greenhouses in the garden centre along with the composter, and we've got some land which we're trying to cut out and just get the cash up and running. And I quite liked it because the map has a lot of placeables and sell points, but really free form in terms of the sort of terrain you can carve out and the farm you can build. And so the plan was to expand our operation and sort of take over the centre of the map progressively. It also has a neat little oddity. So collectibles are done in the form of recyclable stuff, which is dotted around the map. The idea being that you grab a trailer and you load it up and you can take it to the recycling centre and sell it. So that'll be a job for another day. But I just like the overall sort of feel of the map, and the fact that some of the sell points have names of you know, they're individuals. So from a garden centre standpoint, you know, if we produce flowers or those sort of things, we can actually deliver them to people that want them. Oops. We need to get rid of a couple of these logs. So we just started to cut out the first of our fields where we'll put some grass and some barley in. Grass so that we can feed our composter. I'm just looking for a couple of tree trunks here, stumps rather. There's got to be one somewhere around here, I remember. There's one right there. Get it? Yep. Too easy. I hope everybody is having a good day. It's Melbourne Cup Day here in Australia, the race that stops the nation. So it's actually a public holiday for a horse race, very Australian thing to do. Even on a Tuesday. So it's always the first Tuesday in November. When I was growing up, it was only a half-day holiday, but things being what they are, it was decided that we needed a full day here in Melbourne. Only a Victorian public holiday, so it was quite interesting back when I was working that I did quite a lot of work in Sydney over the years, and they tended to make more of it than the Melbournians. Because it was a public holiday in Melbourne, you never really thought about it, but going to work in Sydney, the offices just stopped kind of at lunchtime and people went out for lunch or organised their sweeps, and they'd have TVs in the office and a whole bunch of things that were a bit foreign. Don't ask me who's running, I have absolutely no idea, not being a horsey sort of person. There's got to be another tree stump round there. Is there, or did I get that on the other side? This is the first activity that's actually gone somewhat to plan, getting the stumps out. At least that's a start. I'll have to do some testing before the next stream to try and figure out what I'm doing wrong with that chipper. Yeah, that rings a bell, Jason. I seem to recall that was back in the days when it was a half-day holiday for Cup Day and a half-day holiday for Show Day. So, yeah, whatever was on happened in the mornings. That would have been back when I was in primary school, I reckon. You know, this race, so the Melbourne Cup's part of what they call the Spring Carnival, so it's at Flemington Racecourse, and it's the primary part of the Melbourne racing season, which kind of runs October, November, but there are 4 race days this week: Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. So traditionally the Thursday is what they call Oaks Day, which is Ladies' Day, and the fashions of the field, and it's kind of a, if you're into racing or fashion, it's a huge week. Big corporate sponsorship. It's the place to be seen. And it's over 100 years old. I couldn't tell you the first one. I know the name of the horse that won the first one. That was Archer. But probably the most famous horse they made a movie about, Kiwi Horse, which Argsy would be sure to point out if he was here. A horse by the name of Farlap. G'day, Grant. Does that make you South Australia or Western Australian, mate? Okay. You can bet your life as soon as I put that plough back on, we are going to find some more stumps. So we'll just put this over here. We should move a few of those trees out of the way. Oh, well, welcome along, Grant. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Got any tips for the Cup? You might follow the racing a bit more than me. G'day, Star Rainbow. Welcome along. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. We're just clearing some space here so I can finish the does anyone know, can I join multiple logs to this Tajin? Oh, I'm a bit of a Yankees fan, Scott. Yankees or Red Sox, one of the two. You think I can? Right, okay, so let's jump out then. So if I've got one there, and I've got one over here somewhere. Fast winch, what have I got? Remaining chain, 0, it's telling me. So maybe I've got to pull this one in first. Let's see here. Can't. I'll turn it on. That'll be a good start. So we're pulling it in, sort of. attached it in the wrong spot. Let's get you out of the way. Over here somewhere. Swings around like a mad skier. Release the rope. That'll do. Crash. It's good to know, Star Rainbow. Well, we're just glad you... I'm sure I turned that off. Never mind. I'm just glad you're able to join in. You've had a chance to catch the last video on Griffin. You'll see that you were the successful nominee. Release. Right. Why won't you? Very interesting. Release rope. It's not. Why will you not release? Fast winch. Detach all. Let's try left shift B. Okay. Now. Okay. There's. Right. That's on there. Pull you off. And maybe I've got a keypad or binding clash. That's fast winching. Okay, that one's detached. If I'm close enough, maybe I should be able to get these two. So that's B onto there. No. B onto there. And right, now we've got two on. So it's just a matter of having enough rope, enough chain. Scott? We'll pull those off there. There we go. And we got another one to do on this end. Oh, and that awkward one. Let's go up here. Got any chain left? No. Okay, where's my... Is anyone aware of another small wood chipper other than the Yens? I'm looking for like a stationary setup one rather than one that sits on the tractor. I'm certainly aware I can put like a a tree be gone type on the front of the tractor. But it just strikes me that the garden centre would have a small chipper like this one I've set up, and I was just hoping I'd be able to make it work. How many bits is this tree in? That work? Come on there. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yep, that got those bits off. Stationary chipper mod in Mod Hub. Okay. I will have a look for it. Oops. How are we doing for time there? We're at 9:40. It's not my intention to do much logging. One of the things I liked about this map was that it was only very lightly forested, just enough to sort of make it look natural so that we could sort out the thanks, Scott. I will have a look at that for next time. But yeah, so we could just sort out the... Oops. I've gone and come back with the Tajan on the back. Not going to be able to plough much. Through there, get off the tree. If we have a look at our... I put this time-saving stock chat mod in. That's pretty handy. I'm quite liking that one. I saw your review of it the other day, Scott. So these are all our greenhouses. That's our compost mulcher called Terro. And so that's where the wood chips were to go, but we'll also put some grass in there when we get some. And then all our different greenhouses take a combination of this mulch and water or fertilizer or both. So we've got some water in some of them. I've got some seeds in the van. We just need to sort the mulch out, and then we can. Then we will be at least generating some cash. Oh goodness me! Yeah, I'm the wrong way around again. That off there. And we probably need to be doing create fields, and there we go. So I've still got a stump in there by the looks. There it is. It was pretty much guaranteed I'd find it as soon as I started to plough. There's another one there. That was a beautiful wedding photo on your Discord there, Scott. I'm sure it was a wonderful day. Oh, come on. What am I doing here? Just smooth that bit out. I'm doing a magic job of missing bits. Today, being a public holiday, it's a... okay. Zodelzock stationary wood chipper, thank you. We're going around to my sister's for a barbecue. There's another stump. My son's at work, and my daughter lives in Queensland, so she won't be there, but my parents will, so that'll be a pleasant way to spend the middle of the day. Weather is still doing its best to convince us that we're gonna make up for 15 odd years of flood all in one season. 15 years of drought, rather. Look at the mess I made over here. There's a stump in there. Where is that? Right there. Okay. Yeah, I looked at the Beaverator cranky, and an interesting piece of kit. It just felt like it was a bit over the top for what I was looking for on this map. Maybe if we were a bit better established, I just couldn't figure out how to justify the price. It sort of struck me as the sort of thing a serious wood chipping operation would have rather than a part-time one, but which is why I went for this Jens one, because I thought, oh well, it's only 65 grand, and to lease it was only sort of 2 or 3. I'm really not very good at judging where that outer blade is on the left side. Yeah, where's that one? That one's right under the wheel. We'll get to about there. This map is called Newlands Star Rainbow. It came out last week. For those that didn't see it before, I'll just give you a quick look. Where are we here? So it's a kind of do what you like map. There is a starter farm down here which has got a field, and then there are fields defined which are really grass fields that are just verges along the freeway. So the map will give you contracts to maintain the edge of the highway from the highway owner, which is kind of a bit neat. And then if you look at the sale points, there's lots of places to buy and sell things, including individuals. So the map's got lots of productions and sell points on it without being particularly developed. And we own the garden centre that's over here. So, so it's kind of neat. It's a bit different, a bit of character, a bit of, you know, life to it. Mr. Sealy P did a really good walkthrough of it, which is what drew my attention to it. So I certainly recommend having a look at that if you haven't seen it. But I thought rather than Halmacra, I was just finding, I was enjoying what I was doing on Halmacra, but it was just a bit too much forestry and the terrain was too challenging, whereas here there's a little bit of forestry and, you know, some up the hillsides, which you can probably do. What I didn't show on that last map. So the plots, there's lots of plots. So you can, you know, get in and going and work out pretty cheaply if that's the nature of what you want to do. And I thought, oh well, for a series to stream, that gives us lots of opportunities for people to suggest what they'd like to see and for us to build the farm up in a way that, you know, uses lots of different types of equipment. I'm quite keen to get some bigger or medium to large fields here in the centre so that we can do some things with course play and small to medium equipment rather than necessarily the big stuff that's needed on the, you know, the big American maps, for instance. You know, if you haven't seen it, I did a tips and tutorial on Follow Me, where you know, it mightn't be all that innovative necessarily, but I thought it was kind of neat how you could use different types of equipment at the same time with Follow Me, or different sizes of implement. So worth, I just thought it was interesting. Lots of scope to be creative. What part of the world's home for you, Star Rainbow? Whoop. Almost did it. Journeyman. Goodness me, concentration. Long Island. Yes, I'm a Texas fan. I spent quite a bit of time there. Taught my kids to ski on Lake LBJ. My godson lives in Houston. We'll be back. It was unfortunate. Almost exactly a year ago. Well, kind of my de facto godson, I guess. My official godson's brother got married in Dallas to a girl that we haven't met yet, and because of COVID and the borders being shut, we weren't able to get out and across, which was a bit of a bummer. Otherwise we would definitely have been there. Okay. I've not been down to El Paso. Been close. I'm a Antonio Spurs fan. And I'm just trying to think of the name of the water park that's down near there. Schlitterbahn. We had a great day at Schlitterbahn with the kids a few years back. Not many years back now, I guess. I don't know if it's still got the world's only uphill water slide, but that was pretty cool. Get that out of there. I'll be able to pick him up after. That's where the stump is. If you're wondering how they manage an uphill water slide, you sort of drop down into this chute with a little they give you a very small sled slash kickboard, and a jet fires that hits this thing in the back and pushes you up the slope in front of you. It's good fun. I'm not doing it justice with my description, but It was a good day. Having managed to leave bits and pieces all over the place here. At least when we come back next time, we should be able to get some grass seed in here. I'll finish these stumps off between streams. And sort out our wood chipper. Well, that was the thing. I thought this might need PTO power, but it doesn't, or it doesn't appear to, because the tow point's right in front of the attachment, so it seems to be powered all right. And as you can see, it's working. I can enter it. You know, it moves. Just can't get it to chip. So, never mind. Yeah, we saw bits of that as we tootled around. We did a little bit of a tour. And stopped off and did the obligatory walk through of LBJ's place. Sort of caught up on as much Texas history as we could. What am I? Well, that's a really interesting collision. What am I sitting on there? That's okay, Star Rainbow. We're finishing up in just a couple of minutes. I'm just taking the seed across to put in a couple of these greenhouses, and then I'll be calling it quits. So the question is, which of these greenhouses would get the most benefit from some seed? Even though I probably didn't get enough for all of them. Ultimately, the reason I want to grow barley is so that we can make some seed. So the trees don't take seed. Okay, that's good to know. Bamboo takes solid fertilizer, as does aloe vera. Tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries, cabbage. Okay, so the regular greenhouses are looking for the seed. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, which I think are over here. Let's see here. Is it going to load out of there? That won't take it out of the van, maybe. Oh, probably because I'm strapped on. No. Nope. I'm having joy with this mod, I tell you. No. Goody. Looks like I've got to get this seed out of... unless I've got the wrong greenhouses. Might have to get the seed out of these containers. Yep, there's another learning. I have had a good run with this mod today. This is the tipper, the same pack as the tipper, and I wonder. Just curious. I was looking, the reason I grabbed this tipper is I was looking for a truck that sort of looked like it fitted a garden business, and this was the sort of thing that these types of businesses in Australia would have, and I thought this sort of looked a little bit European. Now you're going to unload if I put you in there. Excuse me for a minute, folks, while I just try and... No. That's really bizarre. On that note, that seems to be the tone for the day. I've managed to get a combination of things that can't get to work at all. So I will go and do my homework. But in the meantime, we're going to call it quits here. Thank you very much, Scott, for bringing your crew across. Thanks everyone for popping in and watching. I might have a mod conflict. It could be a range of things. I looked before, didn't see any obvious errors. So I'll check all of that stuff out later, but in the meantime, thanks everyone for dropping by. It was great to see you, and we'll catch up with you next time. See ya.